Hi and welcome to the WH Smith's Distribution Centre 12-minute induction video. Please note throughout the video I will be referring to the Distribution Centre as the DC. We will be discussing our role, security, company policies, absence reporting, gross misconduct, fire safety, health and safety, manual handling and accident reporting. The DC is here for one purpose only, to consistently and effectively provide top quality service, delivering the right goods at the right time in the right quantity to branches nationwide. After your initial induction training, you could be asked to work anywhere within the DC. So what can you do to make sure we satisfy the customers time and time again? Accurate picking, packing and quality control is essential, making sure everything leaves on time and in perfect condition. This will ultimately maximise sales and delight the customer, generating more business for WH Smith's Distribution Centre security policy. ID badges must be worn visible at chest height. We advise that you do not bring valuables into work, however lockers can be supplied by security and therefore all personal items should be stored inside. It is unsafe to consume food and drink in the DC, therefore only eat and drink in the provided rest areas. For visibility and identification, no hats, hoodies or sunglasses are to be worn inside or while working. For health, safety and security reasons, you are not permitted to leave the DC, even to visit the car park or while on a break. Lunch boxes and bags must be see-through. Non-transparent handbags, rucksacks and shopping bags are not allowed. Mobile phones, MP3s and iPods are also forbidden in the work area. Please be sure to take off your outdoor attire or headwear before entering and remember to place personal items in your locker. If you wish to leave before your scheduled time, you must always seek permission from your supervisor. We reserve the right to stop and search all employees, including lockers, at any time. You have the right to refuse or request a private search. Always notify C&D if you are unable to attend work for any reason. Be sure to make a note of the numbers provided here. We will now be covering gross misconduct. So what is gross misconduct? It's the deliberate act of not complying to company rules and regulations. Here we have outlined what is considered gross misconduct at WH Smith's. You may wish to pause the video here or refer to your registration documents for more information. Fire safety. Every Friday at 7:30, a fire alarm drill sounded. If the alarm continues to ring, please exit the building. When you hear the klaxon sound, it is safe to re-enter the building. Evacuation policy. Leave by the nearest available fire exit. Go directly to the evacuation areas on the front lawn or rear car park. Do not collect any personal belongings. Make sure others are aware of the evacuation as you leave. Do not return to the building until you are officially told to do so, or when the clear signal is given. Obey only the instructions given by the fire marshal, who will be wearing a yellow fire marshal high-vis vest. Please take note of the fire assembly points pictured here. Smoking policy. The whole site, including the car parks, are non-smoking areas. The site extends out to the public footpaths that surround it. The only areas where smoking is allowed are in the bus shelters, which are located both outside the reception areas. When entering this area, you must scan a break. You are not permitted to leave the DC when you are still scanned on an assignment. Health and safety. Who is responsible for health and safety? We all are. Every member of the staff has a legal duty to take care of themselves and others who may be affected by what they do or don't do whilst at work. Let's now take a look at the signage around the DC. Firstly, this sign shows that high-vis vests and safety shoes must be worn on site. You can get a high-vis vest from a C&D team member, however safety shoes are not provided. This sign directs you to the fire assembly point. This sign means no access to unauthorized persons. Here is a warning or a reminder saying you must lift correctly, using safe manual handling techniques. This is a warning to pedestrians forklift trucks are operating in this area. Lastly, this sign shows a warning to forklift drivers that pedestrians are in the area. Let's now take a look at the radio frequency scanner gun you'll be using daily. It's important you never look directly into the beams. It can cause harm similar to sunlight. Only point the beams at the scanning target, not other employees. Unauthorized knives are forbidden. A suitable knife will be given to you by your supervisor if necessary. Do not bring your own on site. It is important that you're aware of on-site vehicles. Trucks are electric, battery operated and sometimes difficult to hear as the motors are very quiet. Be aware forklift trucks can be unpredictable and the driver will be concentrating on what they are doing. A forklift weighs 30 to 130 times more than the average human and can cause serious injury or damage. Therefore, do not use forklift gangways. These are marked as red. Pedestrian gangways are marked as green. Do not take shortcuts across the forklift gangways. Where possible, stay as far away from the forklift trucks for safety reasons. Remember to stop, look and listen when coming around blind corners or out of a rest area. If you must work or walk in an area where a forklift truck is operating, make sure the forklift driver is aware that you are near them. The dispatch area can be very dangerous, so please only enter if you are authorized. Always practice safe housekeeping. An untidy workplace can cause serious damage and injury to equipment and people. We are now going to discuss manual handling. Manual handling is the transportation or support of a load including lifting, putting down, pushing, pulling, carrying, or movement of a load by hand or body force. Here are some useful tips. Inspect the load to make sure that it's safe to lift and you can manage the weight safely. Consider using lifting aids where possible. Clear all obstructions, for example shrink wrap, before lifting. Get into a stable position with your feet apart. Keep your back in a natural position. Bend your knees to utilize your strong leg muscles. Get a secure grip of the load and hold the load close to your waist. Put the load down if you need to adjust it. Let's go through it step by step. Firstly, stop and think. Plan your lift. Use lifting aids if possible. Can someone help you lift the item? Place your feet apart, assuring you are balanced. Point your feet in the direction you intend to go. When lifting from a low level, bend knees, but do not overflex. Keep your back straight, lean slightly over the load if necessary to get a good grip. Keep shoulders level and facing in the same direction as your hips. Keep your arms within the boundaries created by your legs. A hook grip tends to be less tiring than keeping your fingers straight. These pictures demonstrate good handling techniques. Notice how it's slightly different whether you're male or female. Now let's look at some further tips on keeping you safe at work. Avoid standing on pallets. Cut all shrink wrap off of pallets. Ask for help when lifting heavy loads. We advise lifting with 2 people where possible. Check your trolley before using it. A WT truck should not be driven in a pedestrian area. Make sure loads are secure when moving with a WT or forklift truck. All MHE drivers must use their horn to alert others of their presence. When moving loads with a pump truck, always take care. When picking up pallets, always pick level. If you are unable to get to the stock on the pallet, then move the pallet. Trolleys should be pushed and not pulled wherever possible. Trolleys must not be overloaded. Wear gloves when moving pallets or shrink wrapping. Things to remember when using a pallet truck. Never use them if they're damaged or faulty. Be aware of your surroundings. Avoid taking corners too fast or when vision is blocked. Never operate on an incline or park on an incline. Do not use them as scooters, and when parked, keep forks fully lowered. Having an accident at work can cause possible death or major injury, long-term injuries, your life outside of work, and possible restrictions to your social life, as well as loss of money and potential earnings. It is important that you are always careful. However, if you do have an accident, make sure you report it. All accidents and near misses are to be reported, either to the first aider or the supervisor. If you need first aid treatment, ask the first aider, who will be wearing a red, high visibility vest. Be sure to fill in the accident report form. If you have an accident, this can be found in the DC Administration Office. Anyone can enter details of an accident onto the form. Once complete, give the form to your manager or supervisor. If you have concerns about not being able to work safely or have any near-miss incidents, tell your supervisor or manager immediately. This concludes our induction video. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoy working for C&D at WH Smith's Distribution Centre.